Hi everybody. I hope you tried out the reading tips, and I'm sure if you have, it has been helpful. Today I'm going to tell you about some of the tips you can follow for your listening module. But before I go into that, there's something that is really important and I want to tell you that. And that is, you have to aim for an 8 band in both your listening and your reading modules. You might have seen when your seniors or somebody else gives an exam, you might have seen that even really good writers fail to get a 7. Very few of them make it to 7.5 and hardly any go up to 8. Now the thing is, in case the examiner evaluates you less than 7, but you get really high scores for your listening and reading, it will go under jagged results. It will go for internal evaluation before it comes out. So there's a better chance of you getting a favorable result rather than an unfair one if you have scored high in your reading and listening modules. Speaking, I've given you all the tips required. Just go through the playlist IELTS Speaking and you would be able to get every tip required to get a really high score. Now let's come to listening. In listening, the two most important things are pre-listening and post-listening. Pre-listening is the time you get before the listening to read the questions. Don't waste this time. Try to guess the answers. The thing about guessing is, let's say if it was a fill in the blanks, you have an idea that, okay, in this blank a name is supposed to come, a country is supposed to come, or it might be a number that you would have to write in this. So you're prepared for what is to come. If it's a multiple choice question and of course you don't know what's coming, but still randomly you can just guess something, it gets you thinking on that topic. Guessing during the pre-listening time is one of the ways you can get interested in the topic and you're better able to focus. Now, while there's intensive listening, that is listening to everything that has been said, and there is specific listening, that is listening to certain ideas that would come, that are relevant to the question. For example, if it's the topic about problems and then you have a blank which has India in specific, so you're looking for the problems, the environmental problems, let's say, that are specific to India, and so you're specifically looking for the keyword India to come up. But one danger with this is sometimes that if you're looking for a word that comes before the blank and the answer comes in the reverse, X is the main problem, environmental problem in India, and you did not hear that because you were waiting for the word India to come, it might be a problem. That is why you have to listen to every word in IELTS. Listening, to meditatively listen, obstructing everything else. And now we come to post-listening. What is post-listening? After listening a particular section, you get some time to check your answers. There might be some seconds, but don't waste this time either. Now, the benefit of listening meditatively is that just in case you missed some blank, like let's say if it was a fill in the blanks and you missed a blank. So even if you missed the keyword and the talk has jumped to the next point or next question, you can still guess the answer based on what you understood. And based on the collocation, based on the grammar, you can still guess what could come there. And when do you do that? It's in the post-listening, when you get some seconds to check your answer. So yes, guessing is a huge part of IELTS listening. It's not random guessing, it's informed guessing from what you've heard, from the assessment you have made of the whole topic. So don't be afraid to guess. Don't leave a blank in any case, because there's no negative marking for wrong answers. Even in a multiple choice question, now sometimes the sentences are so different, the options are so different from the answer that you hear that it's difficult to correlate them at that point of time. So what you could do is scribble down some of the keywords, relevant keywords related to this stem of the question, like if it is related to a problem. So if any idea related to the problem is mentioned, you need to scribble it down. Like one problem is, another concern is, people also suffer from. So listen to what comes after that and scribble that down. So later, when you get some time to check your answers, compare what has been written with what you scribbled. And in that way, you would be able to understand if there is a match, if the idea is the same, and you can select your answer. Now, there's one very important tip.
If you find that you cannot focus for the full duration of the listening, you can use the post-listening time to go for a mental walk, particularly when you don't have anything to check. You're absolutely sure of your answers. Ideally, when you're exhausted, like probably by the end of the third section. This will help you feel more focused and less exhausted when the next section starts.
Hopefully you know about the other things, that is writing your answers in all caps, because it avoids the time you take to think whether the answer would come in sentence case or lowercase. Plus, you have to learn words which are hyphenated, open compound words, so you need to know them. So these are some of the things you need to keep in mind, and you can definitely score a really high band in IELTS listening. See you soon. Bye-bye and take care.